Indian ambassador to Zimbabwe, Brahma Kumar, today held a meeting with Vice President Kemba Mohadi, pushing to improve trade between the two countries. Ambassador Kumar said Indian companies are looking into investment opportunities in the country, with major sectors being pharmaceuticals, mining and SMEs.
Our trade is limited to, it is not going beyond $200 million per year, which should be enhanced. And to identify this, recently we had a joint trade committee meeting between the two countries. So we are discussing on how to get some umbrella agreement which can boost our bilateral trades, and sectors which have been identified are pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and the mining, minerals, capacity building in these sectors, and also SMEs, MSMEs, and rural crafts. So these are some of the areas, and also of course I'm seeing there's a diamond cutting and capacity building.
India is now the fifth largest economy in the world. The country's leading economic contributors are traditional and modern agriculture, technology services, the handicraft industry, and business outsourcing. We are now joined by our business correspondent, Eben Mabunda, to discuss further India's interest and how that benefits the country. Eben, it's a good evening to you. What does India bring to the table and how will Zimbabwe benefit?
Good evening. Well, there would be much value to be gleaned between the two countries. Of note is the fact that the value of goods imported from India over the past 5 years has been pretty much in an upward trajectory, growing at an annualized rate of about 13%. The major items imported from India being majorly pharmaceuticals, some of a little bit of manufacturing equipment, as well as some pipes that are used here in Zimbabwe. And then on the flip side, you would realize that Zimbabwe's exports to India have been declining at least over the past 5 years, which have predominantly been agricultural products, majorly tobacco, among several other products. So there would be much value to be gleaned between the two countries. Zimbabwe has benefited from the advances where pharmaceuticals are concerned that India has been able to attain at least over the past 5 decades, and quite something that Zimbabwe has benefited from, especially in the past decade. And so there would be value to be gleaned there between these two countries across these already existing lines, as well as over and beyond that.
Now, Eben, how important is it for Zimbabwe to partner with the business community rather of a country with the fifth largest economy?
Right. Several possibilities. When you look at the structure of the GDP of India, there would be some key takeaways there. About 54% of that economy is spread across the rendering of services. It's more of a services-oriented economy. About 27% of it is into manufacturing. They also have got quite a significant spread where agriculture is concerned. So all these three key pillars are areas of possibilities for an economy like Zimbabwe. Of note is just how their financial services, how it is that they are into advanced forms of technologies which have pretty much been linchpins of the Indian economy. So there would be possibilities for Zimbabwe in terms of skills transfer, in terms of technological advancements, in terms of agriculture, getting to tap into some of the manufacturing, sophisticated forms of production which India has been able to leverage on at least over the past 2 decades. And so these then become areas of interest to Zimbabwe, especially where in engaging with an advanced economy like India, especially where technology is concerned.
Now, Eben, given India's population, which stands at over 1 billion, what are the chances that Zimbabwe can find a great market for its products?
Well, this presents a huge market. This is the world's most populous economy with a population of over 1.3 billion people and growing. And so when you look at just how Zimbabwe is invested, especially in agriculture, there would be several avenues that could be explored from a horticultural perspective, tobacco perspective, and several other products that Zimbabwe gets to produce on an annual basis. And so there would be need to ramp up production from a Zimbabwean perspective to be able to take advantage of that particular market. I spoke earlier on about technology, how it is that India produces a whole lot of softwares, and given the fact that Zimbabwe is looking to advance and leapfrog onto the fourth industrial revolution, Zimbabwe could actually benefit from that particular market. So there are several avenues, even also from a mining perspective. In India, they are producers of several vehicle models. So if Zimbabwe is to position itself to export some of its minerals to India, according to statistics, there hasn't been much of mineral exports to India. So that then becomes an avenue that perhaps Zimbabwe could explore in its trade relations with India going forward.
Konapo Ipapo by ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.